So let's talk about what it means to be a scapegoat and be a container in your system. So just to give you a heads up, I'm going to be talking about child abuse and neglect. So if that's not your vibe for today, that's okay. This might be a little triggering for some people. But let's come up with a person. We'll say the name is Jermaine. Jermaine is a 9-year-old kid. Jermaine has a younger brother who's 2. Jermaine has a mother who is not usually present in the house. And Jermaine is often left with taking care of his younger brother. So there's not appropriate nutrition in the house. Jermaine has to eat at school. There isn't a present adult at the house. So Jermaine is learning how to do these very adult things for his little brother, like changing diapers, feeding him, doing all this different stuff. And he's now starting to have behavioral issues at school. He's having behavioral issues also at the house and when he visits his grandparents' house. So Jermaine has tried to go to his grandparents and tried to go to his teachers and say, hey, this is not appropriate. What I'm experiencing, I'm being neglected. His mom is coming up behind him and saying, well, he's got behavioral issues. He's stressing me out. I don't know how to handle him. I'm doing all these different things. Da, 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 da. What do you think happens in that situation? And a happy story, or a better result kind of story, the adults would intervene and say, hey, this isn't appropriate. In Johnny's case, because he's a scapegoat and he's the container for his system, people start to blame him for the fact that his mom is not taking care of him. The grandparents don't want to see the fact that the mother is not taking care of him because they don't want to acknowledge the ways in which they failed her. The teachers don't want to see because the mom is coming in and smoothing everything over and communicating to them that Johnny's a bad kid. So now the teachers are constantly getting onto him for his behaviors instead of addressing the fact that he's not being taken care of at home. The container in the system is the person who is forced into the responsibility of taking on all the family's anxiety, taking on all the family's anger, taking on all the family's resentments, their incompetence, their whatever it is that brings them shame. And what ends up happening is Jermaine grows up not knowing what's his to own and what is not his to own. He doesn't know when to tell people no because people get onto him for telling them no. So he's not allowed to have boundaries. And you can imagine what happens when that happens. He's not allowed to think of himself in a positive way because if he thinks of himself in a positive way and has any self-esteem, then he obviously can't be a container for other people's resentment and rejection and projection. So let's give Jermaine a happy ending. Jermaine a happy ending. My bad, Jermaine. Jermaine has resilience and he doesn't know where it comes from, but he's always trying new things and he's always trying to connect with new people, or he's always trying to get into something that really interests him. And eventually he is inspired to go to school to make video games. And he doesn't have any help from his family system because he's painted as this really terrible kid. But he finds ways to get scholarships. He finds ways to connect with other safe adults. He finds ways to maneuver in his system, and he's able to do it. So Jermaine is now 32. And he is a video game maker. He's made this really successful, wildly whatever. It's like Cyberpunk, but better. I don't even know. I don't play that game. And now his family is over here still not acknowledging the fact that he's surpassed them. And he's the most stable person in the system. But they also want some of the clout of the things that he's achieved. What do you think is going to happen with Jermaine? Some people get wrapped up in it, and some people don't understand that they're the scapegoat, and they get wrapped up in staying around their unhealthy family. Other people are like, no, I'm good. And they end up kind of like maneuvering their way on out. To be a container in your system is to be the person who is somehow responsible for everything, but no one's helping you do anything. You're somehow supposed to be the strong one at the same time as being the one who isn't worth a damn. That's a weird contradiction to be able to exist in, or to exist in. Anyway, I hope you do some fun regulating activities today, working out, going outside if it's not too cold, watching your favorite TV show, coloring, listening to a book. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.